Before we begin, I want you to do something for me. Something small, but something your heart will feel instantly. Tell me in the comments, which country are you watching from? And what time is it right now? In your country, in your room, in your heart. Because the time you clicked this, the place you are sitting, the moment this video appeared on your screen, is not random. Do you really think it's an accident? That right now, at this exact hour, when your chest feels heavy and your thoughts won't stop circling, that this video found you? Do you think it's a coincidence? That at this specific moment in your night or day, Allah placed these words in your path? Tell me honestly, why did they leave you at the exact time you were praying for clarity? Why did they disconnect right when your heart started turning back toward Allah? Why did their presence fade right when your soul began asking deeper questions? You think their exit was personal. You think it was rejection. You think it was because you weren't enough. But listen with the part of your heart that's been silently breaking. What if their leaving was not their decision, but Allah's protection? What if Allah removed them because He heard things you didn't hear? What if He saw intentions you couldn't see? What if He separated you because their presence would have harmed the future He is preparing for you? So, before this video continues, I want you to pause for one moment and realize something powerful. You are watching this at the exact time Allah wanted you to hear the truth about why they left. This is not content. This is not coincidence. This is a message arriving in your country, at your time, in your exact emotional state, because Allah knew your heart couldn't carry that question any longer. Now, breathe, sit still, and let the next words heal you in ways you didn't expect tonight. Allah removed them quietly because He heard what you didn't hear. Sometimes a person walks out of your life so quickly, so quietly, so effortlessly, that you stand there wondering if you ever mattered to them at all. You replay their words. You question your worth. You feel something inside you collapse. Because how can someone who smiled with you yesterday walk away from you today, as if nothing ever existed? But what you don't see, what your heart doesn't know yet, is that their leaving was not because you were unimportant. It was because Allah was protecting a heart that had no idea what was coming. Allah heard the conversations you never heard, the ones where your name wasn't spoken with kindness. Allah saw the shifts in their heart, the ones they hid behind polite smiles and soft promises. Allah knew the intentions that were changing long before you felt the distance. And when Allah sees a danger your heart is too gentle to handle, He removes it in silence. He doesn't wait for you to break. He doesn't wait for you to discover the truth on your own. He doesn't let you carry a weight that would crush you later. So He takes the person out of your life in the most unexpected way, a way that feels painful now, but will make sense one day. You think they left easily, but they didn't leave. Allah pulled them away. He separated you before their words could cut deeper. He distanced you before their actions could harm you. He protected you from a heartbreak that you would not have survived in the same way. You see a sudden exit, but Allah sees a hidden intention. You see a confusing silence, but Allah sees a future wound. You see loss, but Allah sees protection. So don't question your worth. Don't ask why you weren't enough. Don't blame yourself for what ended. Sometimes people leave easily because Allah is saving you from a disaster you didn't even know was on its way. He took them away because He heard what your ears never did. He protected your heart from what your heart was not ready to see. He removed them because He knew you deserved a safer path than the one you were walking with them. One day you will look back and realize the greatest mercy in your story was the person who left before they could break you. Allah removed them, not to hurt you, but to guard you. And that is love in its purest quietest form. What leaves easily was never tied to your destiny. Not everything that enters your life is meant to stay. Some people come softly and leave suddenly, and that sudden exit feels like a wound you didn't prepare for. You start asking yourself questions that break your own heart. Was I not enough? Did I do something wrong? Why was it so easy for them to let go of me? But there is a truth your heart must learn slowly. A truth that will save you from grief that doesn't belong to you. If someone leaves with ease, if they disconnect without effort, if they walk away without hesitation, it means they were never written in your destiny. Allah does not let what is meant for you slip away effortlessly. Allah does not allow a soul tied to your future to abandon you casually. Allah does not let a heart He chose for you walk away without reason. Some people are seasonal. Their purpose is short. Their chapter is temporary. Their presence is not meant to stretch into your future. And you must stop giving permanent places in your heart to people Allah only allowed to stay for a moment. You see, destiny is not formed by your emotions. It's formed by Allah's wisdom. If they were meant to stay, they would have stayed even through storms. They would have stayed even through confusion. They would have stayed even through silence. But they didn't, because their soul was never tied to the path Allah created for you. They were a stop, not a destination. A leçon, not a lifetime. What leaves easily was never yours to begin with. And what is truly yours will never require you to chase, beg, or break yourself to keep it. Your destiny is stronger than their departure. Your future is bigger than their exit. Your heart is safer without the people who were never meant to reach the places Allah is taking you. So let them go without guilt. Let them leave without holding onto the door. Let the story close without forcing another chapter. Because whatever leaves easily was never holding your fate in its hands. And whatever is meant for you will arrive with effort, sincerity, and the blessing of Allah. Allah ends certain attachments because they would have delayed your blessing. There are people you prayed for, people you trusted deeply, people you imagined in your future without hesitation. You believed they were part of your story, part of your journey, part of your life forever. But Allah knew something your heart didn't know. Keeping them would have slowed down your destiny. Sometimes the attachments you hold onto the tightest are the very things standing between you and the life Allah is trying to give you. You think their presence is helping you grow, but Allah sees how much they are holding you back. You think your bond with them is meaningful, but Allah sees the emotional weight you are carrying alone. You think your connection is strong, but Allah sees how easily it would break, right when you needed support the most. So Allah removes them before they can delay the blessing written with your name on it. He pulls them away before their inconsistency becomes the reason you fall. E separates you before their confusion becomes the darkness around your heart. E distances you before their presence becomes heavier than the loneliness of losing them. You call it heartbreak, but Allah calls it clearing the path. You call it loss, but Allah calls it preparation. You call it abandonment, but Allah calls it protection of your future. There is a blessing trying to reach you, a blessing that requires space, peace, clarity, and readiness. But if your heart is still tied to someone who does not belong in the next chapter of your life, then that blessing cannot come. Allah loves you too much to let temporary people block permanent goodness. So He removes them, even when you cry for them. He ends the attachment, even when you fight for it. He closes the chapter, even when you think you're not ready. Because what He has planned for you is too big, too beautiful, and too sacred to be delayed by someone who was never meant to walk the full journey with you. And one day, you will look back with a healed heart and a peaceful soul. And you will say, Ya Allah, now I understand. You took them away, so you could bring me something better. Your blessing is not behind you. It is ahead of you. And Allah is making sure nothing slows you down on the way to it. What is sent by Allah stays, through difficulty, not through comfort. It is easy to believe someone cares for you when life is soft, when everything is calm, when nothing is being tested. But Allah doesn't show you a person's truth in moments of ease. He shows it when the road gets heavy, because anyone can sit beside you, when your smile is strong and your heart feels light. But only the ones written by Allah remain when life shakes you, when you are tired, when you are confused, when you are silent and trying to find yourself again. Some people leave the moment you become difficult to understand. Some distance themselves the moment your heart becomes quiet. Some walk away the moment they see a version of you that is wounded, changing, or tired of pretending. But those who are sent by Allah do not leave in your weakness. They stay because they see the beauty in your struggle. They don't vanish when your heart becomes cloudy. They don't disappear when you pull back to breathe. They don't punish you with silence. When you're simply trying to hold yourself together, a soul that Allah sends into your life is guided by patience, not pressure, by mercy, not judgment, by sincerity, not conditions. They stay even when it's not convenient. They walk with you even when your steps are slow. They hold space for you even when you don't know how to explain your pain. And they don't run away just because the journey is no longer easy. If someone left during your difficult moment, if they walked away when you needed understanding, if they faded out when your heart needed patience the most, then they were not sent by Allah. Because Allah does not allow His chosen people for you to abandon you in your hour of weakness. He sends hearts that lift, not hearts that leave. He sends souls that stay, not souls that flee. He sends people who hold your hand in the storm, not people who let go at the first sound of thunder. So don't cry for the ones who left when life became heavy. Cry for the mercy that Allah showed you by removing those who were never meant to walk with your wounds. The right person will not walk out just because the road became uneven. The right person stays, not because the path is easy, but because their soul is sincere. Sometimes Allah lets people leave easily because He's making space for someone better. There is a silence that enters your life after someone leaves, a silence that feels heavy, cold, and confusing. You wake up with questions. You sleep with questions. You carry the weight of why everywhere you go. But what you don't realize is this: Allah is not leaving you empty. He is clearing space. Every person who walked away opened a door you couldn't open yourself. Every absence created room for someone whose presence will be far more meaningful than you imagine. Allah does not take without giving. He does not close a chapter without preparing a more beautiful one. He knows you've settled before. He knows you've accepted less than what your heart truly needed. He knows you've tolerated people who were not ready to love you, understand you, or value you. So He removes them, gently, quietly, but completely. Not because you are unworthy, but because He knows you deserve someone who doesn't make you question your value. Someone whose eyes soften when they see you. Someone whose words carry sincerity. Someone whose presence feels like safety, not confusion. Someone who respects the heart Allah gave you and handles it with care, not carelessness. He is making room for a soul that will match your soul, for a heart that will walk beside you, not against you, for someone who understands your silence, values your sincerity, and honors your faith. You are not being replaced. You are being prepared. The people who left were never meant to witness the version of you that Allah is shaping right now. And the one who is meant for you, the one whose sincerity is written in your destiny, will enter when your heart is finally free from the weight of those who walked away. So don't see their exit as rejection. See it as divine arrangement. Allah removes people, not to punish you, but to protect your future. He clears the path. so the right soul can finally find you, without any obstacles in between. Every departure is preparation. Every goodbye is guidance. Every ending is a quiet beginning to something better than what you lost. Trust the one who took them away, because the one who removed them is the same. One preparing someone who will not leave easily, someone who will stay with meaning, with patience, with sincerity, and with faith. The one who leaves easily belongs to the version of you that no longer exists. There comes a moment in your life when you begin to grow in ways you didn't expect. Quiet growth, private growth, painful growth, the kind that changes how you think, how you love, how you see yourself, how you see Allah. And with this growth comes a truth you might not be ready to accept. Not everyone is meant to grow with you. Some people were connected to the older version of you, the version that stayed silent to keep peace, the version that tolerated disrespect, the version that apologized for things that were never your fault, the version that carried others while breaking alone, the version that thought love meant sacrificing your own heart. That version of you needed certain people, needed certain attachments, needed certain familiar comforts. But Allah is changing you. He is pulling you out of the rooms where your soul was shrinking. He is lifting you from spaces where you were overlooked. He is strengthening the parts of you that used to bend too easily. He is teaching you self-worth, self-respect, and spiritual clarity. And because of this, some people cannot stay. Not because they are evil, not because you are unlovable, not because the connection meant nothing, but because they were not compatible with the person you are becoming. They were meant for the chapter you have now outgrown. You're rising, they are remaining the same. You are healing, they are avoiding their own wounds. You are moving toward Allah, they are still chasing what Allah is pulling you away from. Your growth made them uncomfortable. Your clarity exposed what they were hiding. Your strength reminded them of their own weaknesses. And rather than rise with you, they left. Not because you changed too much, but because they didn't change at all. Allah separated you to protect the new version of you from the people who were only attached to your old wounds. They loved you when you were easy, but they couldn't understand you once you began to heal. They stayed when you were small, but they couldn't stay when Allah started expanding your heart. And that's why they left easily, because their place was never in the chapters you're walking into now. When Allah elevates your soul, He removes what cannot breathe in higher places. He removes relationships built on old pain. He removes people who only understood the weaker version of you. He removes connections that cannot survive truth, healing, and growth. Their exit is not the end of your story. It's the end of a version of you that no longer exists. You're stepping into a new season, a season where your heart finally knows what it deserves, a season where Allah is guiding you toward people who recognize your worth without you proving it, who understand your silence without you explaining it, who respect your faith without asking you to shrink it. So don't cry for the people who walked away. When Allah started rewriting you, don't grieve for the ones who didn't know how to hold the healed you. They were part of your past. They were never meant to stand beside the version of you that Allah is preparing for the future. You didn't lose them. You outgrew them. And the one Allah has written for you, the one whose heart is tied to your destiny, will not be afraid of your growth. They will rise with you. They will understand you. They will stay. Because what is meant for the new you will never be confused by the old you. If you've listened this far, that means there is something inside you, that Allah is still healing, still shaping, still protecting. Maybe you didn't get the closure you wanted. Maybe you didn't get the apology you deserved. Maybe you didn't get to say the words that stayed trapped in your chest long after they walked away. But Allah heard it. Allah saw it. Allah carried what you had no strength to carry. Every tear you wiped quietly. Every moment you pretended to be okay. Every night You whispered your pain into your pillow. None of it was ignored. Allah was with you in every silent heartbreak. You thought no one noticed. So don't let this video end and return to the same thoughts that used to hurt you. You are not the abandoned one. You are not the forgotten one. You are not the one left behind. You are the one Allah is saving, rebuilding, and preparing. What left you was not your destiny. What walked away was not your future. What slipped from your hands was never yours to hold. And soon you will thank Allah for every door that closed, for every person who left, for every no that protected you from a disaster you didn't see coming. Now, breathe, wipe your heart gently, and let this truth settle inside you. You are moving towards something better than anything you lost. If your heart felt something tonight, if something inside you softened, opened, or healed, come back to this space. This place is always open for you. May Allah comfort your heart in ways no human ever could.